On a December morning in 1930, a trio of gunmen walked into a general store in the small town of Leroy, Indiana. They pointed a pistol at the store's owner and forced him and a lone customer into the icebox. The little store doubled as the town's post office. That turned a simple robbery into a federal offense. Detectives fingered a man named Harry Nusbaum as the ringleader. Originally from Gary, Nusbaum had been living along the Kankakee River. He was sent to Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary for his crime.
It's been a long time since I saw a face like that. Yep.
Pretty much what you remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see he's not very big. And here's his shoulders.
Okay.
You want me to go with some background from where I start?
Yeah,
I start with the Kankakee?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm gonna introduce you, and then that would be beautiful. Now was this home a home that your parents built, or no?
It was built by Wilcox.
Oh, George Wilcox?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
The original house that was there, I don't know, it was built in the 1800s sometime. It got hit by lightning.
Huh.
And then in 1914, they rebuilt.
Now, when did your family take, when did they own it?
I think it was 1923, but I'm not positive. They were married in 21. I think it was 23. My grandmother and grandfather bought it for them.
Okay.
But the bit with it, a big field of the land is in Jasper County because the river cut it.
Yeah, that's kind of the boundary, isn't it? The river.
Cut through it.
Okay.
So I have taxes to pay in Jasper County, which are very reasonable compared to Porter counties.
I'll bet there's quite a bit of difference.
$357 for the 50 acres of Jasper County and 1,000 something for Porter County.
Oh, geez, that's way different. Wow.
I've had the kids threaten to move to Jasper County.
Yeah, I don't blame them with that kind of tax rate. So you said you were about 6 or 7 when you remember Harry Nusbaum starting to come around. Your family hadn't really been in that house.
I probably wasn't that old. No, I wasn't born until 1927. I was 91 last week.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, made it that far. I just don't remember that I knew him. You see, we didn't have electricity until 1938. I was 14 before we had electricity. So we had just kerosene lamps and stuff. And I remember him coming in the daytime. I knew who he was when he come. He came to get eggs and milk because we had half a dozen cows and my dad milked, and that's about the only food we had too, you know.
Okay. So you guys raised chickens too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, they raised themselves. You know, they complain about the chickens don't run. Well, the poor chickens, they were in the grease, they were in the bugs, they were in the... Anyway, he come, and it might have been at night when he come. Because the lights, well, of course, it could have been 4:30, 5 o'clock, and the lights would be lit. So he didn't know when he was going to come, but whenever he came, he tried to be very, very polite and speak just as well as he could. And the only strange thing about his speech was he'd end in words with an ly.
Oh, really? That was kind of.
So when I hear this voice ending words with the ly, I knew it was Harry Nusbaum.
Wow, that's kind of a particular character trait, I guess.
I don't know why he did that.
Oh.
He thought that was proper because he was trying to be as proper as he could.
Well, that's understandable. So he was pretty polite when he. I think you mentioned that before.
Very polite.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you didn't know. Let's see. You didn't know anything about him other than who he was, right?
No, I didn't know anything about him. My dad and mom knew about.
Okay.
That he belonged to the mom. They would say to the mom that it was the Gary mom, not.
Oh, so they did know that even when he came around.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Apparently, this place sat empty for a very long time, and he just kind of moved in. You know, squatters' rights bit.
Oh, okay.
Because he just appeared, as far as I know, and nobody knew who owned it or anything.
Hmm.
They never did figure out exactly who owned that land in there.
Wow.
And I know now because I found it, but.
Yeah, that's crazy. He just kind of showed up. So he was already living there when he started coming around.
Yeah, he'd just appear from nowhere and go there and stay. And then later, well, quite a bit later, I was a teenager, at least, Wilbur came and lived with him for quite a few years.
Oh, okay.
Until I think he got sick before he left. And Harry was there alone. But I must have been about 4.
Okay.
And I was sick all the time. But this time I was sick, very sick, and my mother didn't want to really leave me. But he wanted eggs. And he said, well, I'll stay with her, and you go find me half a dozen eggs. And finally she said she would. But while she was gone, that's when he got out the revolver.
Oh.
He was showing me the gun, and he showed me how you made a hair trigger on the gun. You just filed this little thing on each side till there was just a little bit left. And then it didn't take much to pull the trigger. And about that time, my mother came back. And she screamed at me, oh, warned him out of her house. And don't ever come in here again if you're carrying that gun.
Wow.
Blah, blah, blah. So later when I must have been 7, he came with this other young man. I think it was a mile away because it had the little kind of curly bumpers on the back on each side.
Okay.
The full bumper. And he said to the young man, well, he introduced him, but I couldn't remember what he said. But I always had the feeling that it was Pretty Boy Floyd. Because he was a young man, he was very good looking. I'm only 7 years old, but I knew he was good looking.
Right.
And he said, you have to take your gun off. You have to take your holster off. And he was arguing, I don't ever take it off, blah, 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 blah. And he said, you can't go in this house with me if you don't take it off. So they both took the holsters and their guns off, and they had shoulder holsters.
Okay.
And they put them in the back window of the car. And I climbed up there so I could look at the guns. Oh, they were pretty. One was a black holster and one was a brown holster, and they were laying there together, and I still remember what they looked like.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
And later on, I saw him less and neighbor kid and I went hunting one time with a rifle, and we were down by the Pittsburgh clubhouse, and there was a gate that closed off the land between our woods and the clubhouse.
Okay.
And I had to climb over the gate, over the wooden gate, and he saw me. And he came running, and he had a fit. You don't ever climb over that gate with a gun. I said, I know where I was pointing this gun. Oh. So he wouldn't stop yelling at me.
He was worried about you.
Yeah, he truly was. He kind of kept an eye out, my brother and I both, and make sure, because we went ice skating and fishing and everything right there.
Okay.
But also I know that when he was in Leavenworth, that not too long after he was there, he sent a letter to my dad and asked him if he would kind of watch over his house because he was afraid someone would come and do something to it. I don't know, maybe he was afraid they'd find something inside of it even.
That could be, yeah. That could have been his story.
So my dad would go and check on it every once in a while, and this one time there must have been a fight or something going on at the tavern, which was just around the corner there.
It's not what's Baum's Bridge in today, is it? It's a different one, or is it the same?
Yeah, it was a different one. It was a big two-story.
Okay, so not in the same location either.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just a different building.
Back farther towards the river.
Gotcha.
But anyway, he was worried about Harry's house for some reason. So we went down there to check on it, and sure enough, somebody had piled up sticks and stuff and burned the corner of the house.
Wow.
It didn't burn through, but it kind of really scorched and burned the bottom of it.
Oh, jeez.
It was up on cement blocks, I think. Just a couple of them, cement blocks.
Wow.
And I went back to the other corner and I looked underneath, and sure enough, there was another pile of
Ready to
twigs.
start another fire.
But they hadn't been lit.
Wow.
So I don't know, maybe that was what the fight was about down there.
It could be. Yeah, I wonder what kind of business it involved, that started it.
Or who was, or
Right.
somebody that hated him and were going to get rid of his house.
Yeah, that's pretty. Speaking of guns, from earlier that you were telling me, with where he's got the hair trigger, what kind of gun was that? Was it like a 38 or something? I mean, did it have was it a revolver or?
Yeah, they were just 6-shooters as far as I know.
Okay. I just thought of that a couple minutes ago. Figured I'd ask. Okay.
My dad had one in the drawer that we weren't to touch. Ha ha. Good thing he didn't take fingerprints.
Right, yeah.
It was just a 6-shooter.
Lew Wallace was a general in the Civil War and the author of the acclaimed novel Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. He kept a houseboat on the Kankakee near the Collier Lodge. Local legend had it that Harry's house was built from the planks of that boat.
From the houseboat and build him like a tool shed or something behind the little house.
Okay.
It was there, but that's, as far as I know, that was the only material from the houseboat that was used to build anything.
And you said that there's...
The piles of lumber were still there from the tool shed.
Okay.
But in one of the pictures that I used to have, that my mother took of the houseboat and my brother and I in it, you can see the roof of a house behind it, of a building behind it. So I think that building was already there. It was a house, supposedly a house.
Okay.
It was a one-room, not much.
More like a little cottage or cabin type affair.
Yeah, well, it's still standing there.
Oh, really?
You can see it from the road.
Oh, okay.
A lady used to live there until a couple years ago.
Okay. Oh.
But who owns it or anything, it's just sitting there falling apart, probably. I don't know.
Oh, that's too bad. I know there were a lot of well, not a lot, but there were a few underworld characters that would hide out down there, or I'm sure they all knew each other.
They would. My kids say, Grandma told them that there would be a whole carload of guys go down there, but at night when they left, there'd only be one or two left in the car.
Oh, wow. And who told you that?
They said my dad told them that.
Oh. Well, I've always wondered about that, especially in the area with so much swamp and the river and everything.
Well, then in 38, they made that riverbed navigable, too.
Now, did you hear about this robbery when it happened, when Harry was going to get sent away? Or was that?
I think so, because my grandmother always had to have a paper.
Okay. So, yeah, if she had a paper, then they obviously knew.
Or maybe he told my dad already, you know?
Yeah, because I noticed when they mentioned him in the paper as connected with the crime in December of 1930, he didn't end up getting sentenced till 1931, so he had probably plenty of time to talk to people and,
I think my dad knew about it.
Okay, that would make sense.
Maybe we all knew about it too, because he told me himself he only got 3 cents. That there were 3 of them. I don't know.
And again, that would make sense if when they robbed the post office part of the store, if they got a lot of checks, he might have meant, he didn't get any cash from it. It was almost all checks, possibly.
I'm thinking he came to the house several times in between there.
Yeah, that would make sense, because he would have had once he got out on bond, he would have had, a few court dates and his trial and everything.
Well, he wouldn't have had any way to. Maybe he did. Maybe he owned that car. I don't know.
I was thinking to go back to when Harry was in Leavenworth still. They have a couple registers in there of his correspondence, because they kept a log of who wrote to him.
Yeah. Says James Collier, RB2. Never was 2. As far as I know.
Could that be the post office? Like where the mail was dropped off at?
No, it's a rural route. I'm going to tell you a strange thing about the rural route. My mailbox is off on a little jog by itself, because it used to be that's as far as the mail would go, and there were 4 mailboxes there.
Oh, really?
The people on South Father had their mailbox there.
Oh.
And they had to come there to get their mail.
It's crazy to think of a day when that was the limit of the mail delivery. That was as far as they were willing to go. But he said Jim Collier wrote to everybody, so it really wasn't.
Yeah, he liked to write. He liked to write, and he was a painter. He painted pictures and.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Oil paintings.
I don't know if I remembered that.
Oil paintings.
No kidding. Wow. He was a kind of a Renaissance man, wasn't he? I mean,
he was in World War I. He was a medic.
Oh,
he wasn't in the regular army. He was. So don't know what he, what he saw or what he was subject to.
Well, probably part of it too is he lived alone the rest of his life, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that, who knows? People.
Well, he had some renters, some boarders.
Yeah.
That
upstairs
that lived there
at the lodge.
But I don't know. I wanted to go upstairs and get something one time, and he said nope. Didn't allow any women upstairs in his room. I could not even go to the steps.
Really?
When I was about 8, I'm going, what?
That's. Was it mostly male lodgers though? Is that why he didn't want women like?
Yeah,
he wasn't trying to run that kind of a.
It was strange names like Charlie Gurley and.
You kind of answered one of my questions with Jim Collier, because I was wondering why he was writing to him, and I wondered even if, did he ever let anybody like that stay? Basically, did he ever let bandits or bootleggers or anything live upstairs in the lodge, or?
They were just people that lived in the community.
Okay. They
were the old hunters and boat pushers.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There were a couple more, and I can't.
Well, yeah, basically, like you said, if he wrote to everybody, then it's really not that suspicious that he wrote to them.
I think so, because we would get, birthday cards and that kind of thing, and
okay,
that was his way of keeping in contact, I guess.
But yeah, they kept a list of who he corresponded with, and one of them was, I believe it was a deputy, the Lake County deputy, or one of them anyway. But oh, do you have it there?
No.
Oh.
I'm reading something else.
Oh, okay.
Assault and battery with intent to commit robbery and infliction of a wound while attempting. I don't think he was big enough to hit anybody or.
Hey, he wasn't a real big guy, was he?
No.
I don't think. I did see a picture of him. Yeah, he didn't look. Of course, if you got a gun on someone, I guess you can
do whatever. Hit him with a gun?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but yeah, he didn't look like a real big guy.
Mm-mm. Well, I remember him too as he got old, and he just shrank more and more and more.
Oh, really?
And a friend of mine she had the trustees. She worked at the school as a secretary, but she also had the head of the school board was also the trustee.
Okay.
And she had his paperwork to do too, and Harry would come there to get his monthly payment, whatever you want to call it. The relief payment.
Right, because he was basically poor when he got out, right?
Yeah, he didn't have anything.
Yeah, and usually the township trustees would take care of that.
I don't know. She said it was bad because he didn't bathe anymore or anything.
Yeah, you said he kind of let himself go after that. Was he drinking too, or was it just he just in general?
I don't think so. I don't think he believed in drinking. Or he'd gotten so drunk sometime or other that he could. Because Wilbur lived there. When Wilbur lived there, he was no longer street commissioner. Mm-hmm. He was working for the United States, what is it called? Tobacco and Alcohol Division?
What, basically the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Division?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wilbur worked for them. And all he did was test the wine to make sure how much alcohol was in it. The amount of alcohol was in there that the label said.
No kidding.
That's while he lived there. So Wilbur had wine, but I don't think Harry drank it.
Okay. Wasn't a big drinker.
No, I never saw him drunk in my life.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Canterbury nursing home? That's where they say Harry passed away at.
He was there?
Yeah, that's what it said. For me.
It was where they built the roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be a nursing home right there in the corner before the roundabout.
I'm not even familiar with that, to be honest.
My son-in-law had a building in the middle of the roundabout too. They tore it out. I'm trying to think of the name of it now. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, that's all right. I was just wondering if so you've heard of it at least.
Yeah, it was for years. It was there.
Okay.
But it's now just to the north of the roundabout. If you can find the nursing home there.
Is where it was.
There's a nursing home still there.
Oh, okay.
That's it, but it's been sold. It's a couple different names and been a couple different names.
Sure.
And it has more buildings. And
Okay.
it's one of the low price nursing homes in Valpo. I was there like a year or so ago.
Oh, it's technically okay. So it is technically in Valpo. Mm-hmm. Oh, for some reason I was thinking it was in Couts. I don't know why.
No.
Okay.
In Valpo.
Okay, because it said it was. I was amazed. It said he was 93 when he passed away. Which
probably.
Yeah.
He's buried in Cowles.
At
cemetery.
Graceland.
Right here in Cowles, Graceland.
Okay. Okay.
Back by the railroad. There's just a marker, a metal marker.
Does it got his name on it, or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I might have to. I might go see that actually.
If you go in the first driveway, the cemetery, and follow it around as far to the south as you can go, and then you have to get out and walk back to the fence. And there's a row along the fence of people.
Okay.
Without regular tombstones.
Gotcha. Is that the only section in the cemetery where there's metal markers?
I know, yeah.
Okay, that should be pretty easy to find. All right.
I've been there a couple times, but not for a couple of years.
Is that house still there? His old, it's not still there, is it? His old...
Harry's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Can you drive by and see it?
People went and built the house in front of it, but if you go knock on their door, you probably could walk back to it. You can see it from the road.
Okay.
It's all painted and everything.
Huh.
Because like I said, that lady lived there, and who bought it? It was up for sale.
Okay.
Tax sale.
Tax sale. I wondered about that. Is it right on the, you said it's,
No.
if you go, oh
It's
no.
back.
Okay.
Quite a ways back.
Can you see it from Baum's Bridge Road?
Yeah.
Okay.
In one spot you can see it.
In one spot. But somewhere where I could like pull
You're going
over.
around it. I don't know that anything would happen if you walked up to it even. If you go in the first driveway to the cemetery, follow it around as far to the south as you can go, and then you have to get out and walk back to the fence.
I'd searched and searched over the back line of the cemetery, but I couldn't find Harry's grave. Next, I stopped in at the Baum's Bridge Inn, a tavern located right on the Kankakee River. I got a few more clues about the location of Harry's old cottage. Is that house still there? It's not still there, is it? His old,
Harry's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, really? No kidding. Can you drive by and see it?
People went and built the house in front of it, and if you go knock on their door, you probably could walk back to it. You can see it from the road. It's all painted and everything.
Huh.
Like I said, that lady lived there and bought it. It was up for sale,
Okay.
tax sale.
Tax sale. I wondered about that.
I don't know that anything would happen if you walked up to it either.
2 weeks later, after talking with the president of the Kankakee Valley Historical Society, I went back down to Graceland Cemetery.